Hey guys, Andrew Esquivel here, back with a fish tank update. Now, this is the first update that I've officially done on the 55-gallon tank that was donated to me by a friend who was getting out of the aquarium hobby. Now, this tank has undergone a tremendous transformation compared to when I first got the darn thing. When it first came in, it was calcified like crazy. I mean, everywhere. And that was just the beginning of its problems. But let's kind of go over what I had to do to get this thing back into, well, decent looking shape. Well, first off, the calcification wasn't all that hard to get rid of. It's a little known fact that if you take a sponge and put a little vinegar on it, the sponge will react with the calcium, and as you wipe it off, it comes off extremely easily. How about that? This is something you can only do when the tank is really empty, so good thing we don't have anything in there, or we didn't have anything in there at the time. I did make a video on it, so you can actually see how to do it personally. And then the next thing we had to worry about was the canister filter. Oh my goodness. If you haven't seen the video of me disassembling this canister filter, it was quite an adventure. The thing hadn't been opened or cleaned in over a year, and if you watch the video, I'm sure you'll see how absolutely, well, let's just face it, it was disgusting. But I cleaned it up, and on top of that, we added a ton of biomedia. In fact, let's kind of go over it. There's 5 trays, so there's 5 stages. First stage is 500 grams of fluval biomax, and on top of it is a coarse biosponge. The next layer is full of Seachem matrix. The next layer is 1,000 grams of fluval biomax. Next layer is another 1,000 grams of fluval biomax, and on top of that, you guessed it, 1,000 grams of fluval biomax. We went straight up biomedia with this. We did that on purpose. We want this to have insanely good biological filtration because we plan on putting big fish in here. Now, yes, 55 gallons really isn't that big. In the real world of aquariums, this is at best a medium-sized tank. But this tank has a very specific purpose that I'll go over in just a minute. So we cleaned out, or I cleaned out this thing, got it filled with biomedia, and as you can see from my little API master test kit here, I have been testing everything every day. I haven't tested today because I'm cycling the tank. It's been cycling for a while now, artificially. So, fishless, in other words. Whew, I need to get some WD-40 for this squeaky chair. But, yes, doing a fishless cycle is very easy. You just use ammonium hydroxide instead of a fish to provide the ammonia that feeds the bacteria. Every day I add 2 capfuls, which is 5 milliliters, I believe. Possibly 10, I have to read the bottle. But I put 2 capfuls of Seachem Stability, which has 5 bacterias, actually. Nitrifying and denitrifying bacteria in both aerobic and anaerobic forms, so that's 4 right there. As well as the facilitating bacteria. And it's working pretty good. In fact, on the first 12 hours, we were able to get ammonia converted to some nitrate. Not nearly enough to call it a cycle yet. A cycle is when I can get at least 8 parts per million of ammonia, that's what I'm aiming for, converted all the way to nitrate in less than 12 hours. That's my goal. It's a little ambitious, but I think it'll be realistically attainable. And the nice thing about a fishless cycle is I can crank the heat up like crazy, hotter than most fish would like it. It is 89 degrees in this tank. I got 2 Aqueon Pro 200 watt heaters, so I got 400 watts of heat, or 400 watts total for heating. And of course I have the dual air stones because I want this to be fully aerated when I put a fish in here. Now, the top of the tank is the most ridiculous part. You see, I've finally got glass tops on here instead of the foam cutouts I was using before. Let me tell you the adventure I had with this. Oh my. So, this is supposed to be an Aqueon tank. Let's see. All panels are tempered glass, do not drill. So, this entire thing is tempered glass, but I don't see any identifications that necessarily say it's Aqueon brand. But the thing about it is, this tank was bought back when the Petco $ per gallon sales for 55 still applied. So this was an Aqueon brand tank. That's what it was branded as at the store. We had also bought Aqueon Versatops for the top of it. Now this was a long time ago, because remember, this is a build my friend did. And here's the problem. The glass tops were too long. They would be so long that they couldn't sit flush, and they would be angled up right here, going on a slope. So that's a problem. So I went back to the store and said, hey, these ones don't fit. Can I get a replacement? And that's what we did. We got a replacement. Sure enough, it was still too long. So we're like, okay, well, does it fit on your tanks at the store, brand new tanks? And we found out, what the heck? It does. These brand new Aqueon glass tops don't fit their own Aqueon tanks on their 55s. So then I called up 3 other Petcos, and they all had the same problem. They didn't realize this was a problem. So they're all reporting the issue to Aqueon and seeing what they can do about their supply. Now here's the thing, because I didn't have the original receipt, all they could do is give me store credit, which is nice of them, and that's how I was able to get the replacement tops here, but they were still the wrong size. Well, I had contacted Aqueon, and they said, they told me the exact dimensions of what the glass top is supposed to be, and they fit the dimensions exactly, but yet that they were still too long, which means there was something wrong with the tank then. Aqueon couldn't help me in this case. They are curious to know what's going on. They want me to send pictures and stuff, and I do plan on helping them out with that. But the fact of the matter is, I was now stuck with Aqueon brand glass tops that didn't fit. So I said, okay, well, do you have any other brand glass tops that I could try? And because you let me do store credit, but because I don't have the original receipt, I can't get a money back refund. And unfortunately, the Petcos are telling me they only carry the Aqueon brand Versatops. They don't carry other brand like Marineland and such. So that means I'm stuck with Aqueon. I couldn't get a different brand for the price. So I can't try a different brand unless I want to spend more money. And it doesn't fit, and no one's quite sure why. What is a man to do? Well, I went to Ace Hardware, a family-owned Ace Hardware, where they will cut glass for free under the condition that if it does break and something goes wrong, they won't be held responsible and they won't be liable. Well, I agreed to those terms because I thought, hey, what have I got left to lose at this point? If it breaks, I'll just go buy the other brand. Well, all I needed was a 1/4 inch cut off. Now, originally when I went there, the gentleman said, I should wait for someone who's more experienced that works there to do it, or go to a different company that specializes in cutting glass. So first I called the other specialized cutter. First I called Lowe's, and they told me they wouldn't touch anything without removing at least 1 inch, because if they don't remove at least that much, the glass could just straight up shatter and break. That's not good. So then I called a special glass cuttery in my area, and they wanted $20 to $30 to cut the glass pieces, which is more than what it would cost to just buy brand new other brand. I'm like, that's not what I want either. So I waited the next day to talk to the man that was more experienced in glass cutting at Ace. He said to drive on over and show him. I showed him the glass tops, and he was almost confident. He was almost 100% confident that they were tempered glass and that if he had cut them, it would shatter. And I said, you know what? Let's give it a shot anyway, because I did a little preliminary research, and my research showed that they're not tempered, not these glass Versatops. The tanks are, but not the glass tops that are sold. So he said, well, if it shatters, you got to help me clean it up. And I'm like, yeah, that's a fair deal. I'll do that. And I also said, if it shatters, I'm not responsible for it, you realize. And I'm like, nah, I realize that too. Well, he went back in the back room and he cut the glass, and what do you know? It's not tempered. Thank goodness. Not tempered glass. He cut it just a 1/4 inch off, and he got it just right. It was a beautiful scoring and removal. He did a very good job, and wouldn't you know it, he did it for free. What a guy. Seriously. Where can you find service like that nowadays? They have got my business. They've actually helped me cut glass tops for my other aquariums before as well. They are awesome. I love that Ace Hardware. Now, they gave it to me, all the services for free, when I thought, you know what? They always help me with this stuff, and they always do a good job, so I left them a good review on Google, because, you know what, they really do deserve it. They're very friendly and helpful. And you know what, I decided I'm not just going to leave here without buying something, so I bought one of their weird sodas that they had. Turned out to be very delicious, because they sell that there for some reason. But yes, I left a very happy customer, and yes, they fit. They fit. Oh, they fit perfectly by removing a 1/4 inch. You can see this is the side that was cut. And now, I'm able to cut the backings and everything to the exact settings that I need. My friend has a light from Fluval that has a bajillion different settings. I just keep it on white. And that is the update. Took a lot of work, a lot of love, a lot of TLC, a lot of finagling, and a lot of help from other sources to get this tank to where it is right now. It is almost cycled. So now, what exactly is it going to be used for? You might be asking. Well, I did tell you what I was going to use it for, that I was going to tell you. This is actually for the single purpose of being a